Wow, didn't he do well? Well done, Jacob. You've come through the first lap of your Bar Mitzvah marathon with flying colours. We're all so proud of you. To us grandparents, and I'm sure I include Ariel and Jules when I say, what we have just witnessed this morning is nothing short of a miracle. When you, Jacob, came into this world, we could never have imagined the proficiency you would acquire with the help of your two miracles. To those of you who are unclear, I refer to Jacob's cochlear implants. Miracles are what we call them because miracles are what they are. When Tanya and Jonathan were born over 40 years ago, they underwent therapy for some 18 years. With Jacob and Eliana, it wasn't even 18 months. That aside, Jacob, you have shown us all that you have a great aptitude for laning and nusach, which we hope you will continue to develop and expand. We look forward to listening to the rendering of your Sidrot B'char B'chukotai next month in Toronto. Incidentally, B'chukotai contains the Tochacha, or curses, and this also appears in Kitavo, which your uncle Gabriel laned some 31 years ago. Jacob, you have asked me to say a few words about my father, Chaim, one of the great-grandfathers whose name you carry. Chaim, my father, was born in 1911 to parents from Russia or Poland, depending on the month of the year we're talking about. He was actually known as Chaim, but later in life he changed his name to Henry. Chaim was born into a very poor East End of London family, third child and second son of what would eventually be 5 children, a girl and 4 boys. His father, Pasha, was a cabinet maker, that is, a carpenter who built handmade furniture. At the age of 14, my father left school to work as an apprentice in the same trade. Chaim was in fact a very bright student, but since his older brother had already passed a scholarship to grammar school to continue his education, Chaim decided when it was his time to take these exams to deliberately fail them, knowing full well that his family could have real financial difficulties supporting 2 boys in full-time education. So he went out to work to supplement the family income, sacrificing his own education, which gives you some insight into his unselfish nature and early sense of responsibility to family. Yet he was ambitious to improve himself, and a few years later he left cabinet making and carved out a successful career for himself in insurance, influencing his brothers to follow suit. Chaim was a serious, cautious person, a man of absolute integrity with a strong work ethic. Always work before play, never the other way around. Do you hear that, Jacob? Yes? He was a very good listener and had a deep sensitivity to those around him, particularly family. He was indeed a most wonderful role model to me, and I can truly say that I owe so much of what I have achieved in my life to his guidance, example, and support. What more can a son say about his father? Indeed, the years have not dimmed my recognition of his many qualities, and often, even now at my ripe old age, when important decisions are required, I ask myself, so what would my father have done in these circumstances? In this respect, Jacob, you and I have a lot in common, for you too have a father with a similar perspective on life. Thus you, Jacob, like me, are blessed. My father would have held a great admiration for Jonathan, and had they known each other, they for sure would have become great friends. Tanya, your effervescent mother, had a particularly close relationship with my father. It had a great impact on our family when she, our firstborn child, was born hearing impaired, for in those days we never had cochlear implants, so deafness was considered a major disability. We even asked ourselves if our daughter would ever speak. Little did we envisage she would rarely stop. We love you, Tanya. Thankfully, both our parents were a major source of support. My father was a constant companion of Bonmars in those early years during the succession of doctors and therapist consultations. Indeed, my dear father spent much time with your mum. We particularly remember one occasion when he decided to take her to the local park. A couple of hours later, he returned with a bedraggled Tanya, who was clothed down to her ankles in his capacious sweater. Now, anyone who knew my father knew, even in the height of summer, he had at least 2 sweaters, a waistcoat and a jacket. My father wore a mournful look on his face and held in each hand a pair of dripping hearing aids, reporting that Tanya had fallen in the duck pond. His remorse knew no bounds. In his final days, when hospitalized, your mum, who had just returned from her studies at Brandeis in the USA, took it upon herself to be his constant companion, helping to entertain, feed, and care for him. So Jacob, together with your other great-grandfather, you carry 2 names of 2 fine human beings, and hopefully you have inherited their best attributes, their best midot. And we hope, with the help of these tools, you will build a happy, successful, and fulfilling life.
You are our first Bar Mitzvah, and we are delighted that it is here in Yerushalayim with a view of the old city which contains so much of our history. Oma and I wish you a warm mazel tov on this momentous occasion. But to get here, you had a set of extraordinary parents who helped guide and direct you by investing an inordinate amount of emotional and spiritual capital into you. Both Oma, Grandpa, Oma, and I know what that is all about. So let me tell you what it was like before the marvelous invention of the cochlear implant, as you already have heard, when every word acquired was a struggle of months and years of dedicated work. We didn't know whether your dad would ever master reading the Parsha, but let me assure you that he did brilliantly, even if we don't have a documented video to prove it. Later, he would find a worthy life partner. Again, he surprised us when he met your wonderful mom at an HBL conference in Little Rock. The rest is history. They built a true Bayit Ne'eman B'Yisrael together. And you, dear Jacob, today have shown the results of this endeavor. And in not too long, Eliana will do the same. And so you have reached your Bar Mitzvah, and all assembled here are witness to that. And flawlessly, and Daven Shacharis, as we had expected. You also have committed today Lishmor et mitzvot Hashem ve'et chukatav asher anochi mitzavcha hayom letov lach. To keep the commandments of Hashem and His statutes, which I commanded you this day for your good. We are fortunate to actually have specific directives from the 2 great-grandfathers, both of whom you are named after, Yaakov Blum and Erwin Samson. it seems appropriate to quote their thoughts, a legacy to you and all of us, to guide and illuminate your path going forward as a Ben Mitzvah to which you have now obligated yourself today.
Jacob, I never knew my father, after whom you're named, since he was deported 4 months before my birth. Nor did I know much about him. War, deprivations, emigrations, resettling, and restarting of broken lives were part of the reasons. And then just a few years before you, Jacob, arrived into our lives, my father reappeared in a unique and unexpected way. I finally got to meet my father through a mysterious arrival of his thought-provoking but all-encompassing letter. And it was a life-changing event, not just for me, but to many others in our family. His letter brings to life his remarkable courage, his awareness of the realities of life, present and future, and his deep and unabiding faith. It is our hope, Jacob, that these qualities, as well as his other wishes and dreams, will be an integral part of your life as you forge forward into your own future. Great-grandfather Yaakov Bloom writes in his final letter to my mother Magda, a directive for their unborn child, and I quote, "I already love the baby you are carrying under your heart," he writes. And he continues, "If it's a boy, he should have an Orthodox upbringing, acquire a trade, and be a good Jew, respecting himself and his fellow men. He should study diligently secular subjects." And he then continues that everybody should keep in mind to give tzedakah in such a way that the poor is not embarrassed, and he should render the same considerations to everyone as he wishes it to be done to him. To put it more simply, Jacob, give without remembering and receive without forgetting. His detailed instructions, should he have a son, didn't materialize, since I, a daughter, was born instead. But he asked that his children bear his name and be raised in the spirit which he outlined and requested. And that request, Jacob, is indeed fulfilled in you, standing here before us today as you attain your Bar Mitzvah. How very proud he would be to see the fulfillment of his final wishes mirrored in your father and subsequently in you.
You, Jacob, are going to an Orthodox school, which is preparing you for a life of Torah and mitzvot, and a life in which you hopefully contribute to lead a productive Jewish life in your home and in your community. From your great-grandfather Erwin Samson, I have his actual Bar Mitzvah speech. Quite remarkably, he sets out then his commitment to a Jewish way of life from which he never veered. It guided his character throughout his life, and hopefully it may guide yours as well. Your great-grandfather's parasha was Vayera, and he took as his theme Hineni. Vo'elokim nisa et Avraham, vayomer elav. Avraham, vayomer Hineni. God put Abraham to the test. He said to him, Abraham, and he answered, "Here I am." And I quote, "Here I am, and hope that I constantly and always will be able to say to you, my dear parents, here is your boy who lived as you had wished. Here is your son who wants to be an ornament of your life. Here I am. I respond when you call upon me. I will answer when my Jewish community calls upon me. Hineni, I know that you wish me to be a good Jew who accepts and has internalized God's holy words, to have heard it and to guard it as it is written in the Shema, Uzechartem et kol mitzvot Hashem v'asitem otam." So remember all the commandments of Hashem and perform them. I will always remember what you and my teachers taught me of God's word, to keep and practice what he commanded me. May my forefathers, Avraham and Yitzchak, guard me from presumption, arrogance, and despair, to always be a good Jew as I have committed today in front of the Sefer Torah, or wisdom and or strength, or life and our existence, wherever and whenever God calls on me, or our Judaism, my answer will be, Hineni, here I am, for you, my God and beloved Judaism. Here I am as I go on my life's journey. I will try to be diligent and honest, to traverse a straight path without veering from it, so I will never need to be ashamed, so I can contribute to be a Kiddush Hashem and bring honor to you and my community. May my Bar Mitzvah be a remembrance as a Ben Mitzvah, a son of obligations towards God and our faith. Your great-grandfather Erwin always was a person of rectitude and much respected by all who knew him. And wherever he went, he had a Shem Tov. For those who knew him, he is always remembered for his remarkable contribution to the Jewish communities of Amsterdam, Montreal, and Eretz Israel. It is our wish that you will grow up to emulate these two very remarkable great-grandfathers who illuminated the way for their future offspring with such clarity.
Opa and I want to extend to you the traditional Kohanic blessing found in your dad's Bar Mitzvah Parsha Naso. But it is also the final blessing extended by my father Yaakov Shikman Blum to my mother Magda, to my sister, and to his yet unborn child, me. And he writes, Mazal Tov, on the birth of our child, may the Almighty God who governs this world bless you, extend his blessing over you, and guide you the way he sees it best.
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya Adonai panav elecha v'yechuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
The big day is finally here. The Bar Mitzvah of our son, Jacob. It is a really great day with the spectacular view of Jerusalem's history right behind us. First, we would like to extend a very special thank you to Byron Shore, who spent many of the past Sunday morning with Jacob. Plus a few extra lessons in between. Jacob, you were always so keen to be woken up so early, especially after a late Saturday night. However, Byron, you were remarkable at keeping Jacob focused. Inspired and on track. At the end of every lesson, there was always a smile on Jacob's face. We are so thrilled that you and me could be here with us today.
We are so proud of you, Jacob. Your performance today is an unbelievable miracle in ours. 13 years ago, when you were diagnosed with profound Dad and I looked at each other and knowing what we had been through ourselves and the struggles and obstacles we encountered, we wondered how the years would unfold for you. However, with the marvel of the cochlear implant and auditory verbal therapy, and the unwavering family support, you have achieved amazing things. Today, watching you read the Tefillah and name, it's a moving experience for all of us, as well as the fact that you have been aiming Shabbat for half a hotel in Toronto. This occasion causes Africans to reflect with fond memories on the past and look forward with great hope to your future. Jacob, you started to say that you look a personality trait in Utah. You gave me, some call it an exciting pregnancy, and then early on, just to keep you content, you needed the bank daily and the clipboard just to keep me from crying. Jonathan and I still remember the day you were born and all those sleepless nights. Actually, the reality is that we are still waiting to catch up on our sleep.
Jacob, you are growing into a fine and special young man. We are proud of you for the strong and loving young man you are. You have been blessed with an incredible mind, a brain that never rests, and you're always on the go. I recall when Jacob was about 2, one of our friends asked him, when will you be 3? He'd respond, after 2. Then a year later, he kept insisting he aged with 2 5/4. Indeed, a brilliant man. Jacob, you are always very inquisitive about everything, especially all things related to weather, space, and aviation. And you can converse with any adult and talk about any subject. We don't even have to consult the paper or go online to know the weather forecast. We go directly to Jacob, our in-house meteorologist. I just wish he would give me more advance warning on how much snow I need to shovel on the bitter cold Canadian day.
Jacob, recent fascination with airplanes has drawn us all together. For those who don't know, Jacob's favorite TV show is called Mayday, Mayday. This often alarming program is about airplane crashes and the investigations that attempt to discover their causes. He shares his intimate knowledge on this subject with us daily, and it's a real miracle that you were even willing to get onto an airplane to fly here for the event.
Jacob is a very compassionate man with strong family ties. He totally adored his sister, and despite making her suffer from time to time, he is always there for her. His connection to his grandparents is very special. He FaceTimes them almost every morning at breakfast to chat with them, so physical distance is never an issue.
Jacob, you have innate moral standards and intuitive understanding of right and wrong, and we hope you never lose these regards. Oh yes, did we forget to say that Jacob has this tenacious and fiery personality to go with that red hair? No need to comment any further on this.
Yaakov Chaim, or Jacob Irwin, you were named after 3 of your great grandfathers. My opa, Irwin Sampson, was a very committed community leader, hard worker, and a very determined, inspiring man. And we certainly share many of his qualities. Your other great grandfather, Chaim Lambert, Tanya's grandpa, was a very calming influence, lived an orderly life, and had a powerful knack of knowing right from wrong. No question you got this from her. Almost father, Yaakov Blum, was a devoted Jew and a family man. Somehow, in the depths of all the horrors of the Holocaust, he managed to write down his thoughts in a letter to his wife and family. And even though, although that letter was only discovered unopened some 50 years later, it enriched us with the most significant gift. His letter gave us an insight into the admirable value his dwelling for, which has persisted beyond his time. His first and foremost concern was that of his wife, daughter, and his yet unborn child, my mother. His message of love, Jewish values, and obligation speaks volumes. His message to my grandmother of appreciation of her thoughtfulness is most poignant, but his most important message is hidden between the lines. He believes in the importance of Torah. Sipila is a strange time of the year in the Jewish calendar. We are in the midst of celebrating our redemption from Egypt, and literally counting down the days to Shavuot, the giving of the Torah. Yet, in typical Jewish fashion, we do nothing in a straightforward manner. Our tradition has transformed the very special days of joy throughout sadness and mourning. Although there are historical reasons why mourning is appropriate, it seems that we are preordained to mix our celebration with the recollection of adversity that we have faced throughout Jewish history. Here we are, centuries later, celebrating Jacob's Bar Mitzvah and the reconquered Jerusalem at this very special time in the Jewish calendar. Yet, there are limitations to our celebration due to the traditional mourning period. In the same vein, Jacob, your Bar Mitzvah is a fantastic time of celebration. Yet, we remember the hardship and challenges that your namesake, Yaakov Lord, and early Samson, your grandfather, lived through. Our family, like so many other Jewish families, have the uncanny tenacity to survive and thrive no matter what obstacles are thrown our way. It is not only survival that we seek, but the ability to use our past experiences and memories to build a better future. Yaakov did not survive the show, but his legacy did. Years after his passing, his words urged us, not to haunt us, but to encourage us to further our Jewish involvement in Torah, Mitzvah, and learning. The biblical Yaakov had two names, Yaakov and Israel. Yaakov was the Ishmael, the pure and innocent and simple man who dwelt in town. Immediately after we are introduced to him, he begins the journey towards the life of movement and growth. He begins to understand the world and learn that to be successful requires hard work in difficult environments. As his name suggests, Yaakov strove with men and Hashem and was successful. Although Yaakov gained communion with Israel, the fighter who was struggled and prevailed, he still maintained his old name as well. Struggle, followed by success, do not mean that one has to live one innocent, one can hold God. The fighter and the Ishmael, the one who is spiritual academic, but still can deal with practical matters and navigate the difficult environment of the real world. It is a balancing act that is quite difficult and certainly achievable. Yaakov's success comes from these two sources. Hashem appeared to Yaakov in a dream and promised Yaakov his continued support. But Yaakov never takes Hashem or his promises for granted. He prepares for battle with Esau at the same time that he prayed to Hashem. Indeed, Hashem may promise to help us in our battle, but he expects us to be there doing our part. Jacob, you can be that Yaakov. You are fortunate to have benefited from the miracles of modern technology and medicine that allows you to function and succeed in a difficult world. No one would have dreamed that you would stand here today and sing with such a beautiful clear voice. But it is not merely miracle that make one a cultural success. It is the relentless commitment, focus, motivation, and hard work that are required and which you was taught to learn. outsiders than the example of your great-grandmother that have prepared you on your path.
You have four grandparents that act as constant grandmothers, each in their own way has given you the tools and the examples from which to learn. Jonathan and I cannot adequately express our appreciation to all of them for their unconditional love and support.
Exactly as you are, Jacob, to have such wonderful grandparents. You are also very fortunate to have your mother as a constant example and guide. From her, you can learn a simple lesson. Never let anything stand in the way of success. Never give up. Always know that you have the ability to go further than you ever dreamed. Adversity is only a temporary obstacle, but a constant tool for success. When you climb over that obstacle, you gain new height and can see further than you ever imagined. Ultimately, there is nothing anyone can give you in life that will have any meaning if you do not have the determination to constantly push yourself, aim high, work hard, and look to the future. You have the sweetness of each time, coupled with the innate ability to ground yourself in the past. May you constantly balance all these wonderful traits and use them to make us always proud of who you are and who, please God, you will become. An extra special thank you to Tanya for organizing this wonderful symphony. I don't know where I would be without you here, and I want to acknowledge your commitment. And other dedication to our family is unsurpassed.
In conclusion, Jonathan and I want to thank everyone, our close family and loyal friends for coming here today and being part of our Simcha. We feel so blessed to have all of you in our lives. Now please enjoy yourself, eat, drink and be merry, and know there's further entertainment on the way.
Now, by public demand, and after her recent debut on Broadway, we now bring you Jacob's favorite sister, Aliana.
so excited. Thank you for actually allowing me to come to Israel. To Mom, a special thank you for all the attention and details to make this day run so well. All that behind the scenes stuff. Without only having to go to this simcha, this day could not work out as easily as it has. Thanks for keeping cool when Mina and Leanna are being utterly annoying. I know it was hard. Thanks for all that you do every day up, every day to make our life as green as it is. And to you, Dad, you do so much for me, even though most of the time I don't realize it. Thanks for taking me to all my Bar Mitzvah lessons and nagging me to practice every single day. And my special thanks to those many man-to-man chats we've had of late. If there's anything else you need to know, just ask me. Thank you too to Mama and Grandma, who always stand by me when I'm in trouble with Mom or Dad. How could I survive all these years without your care and concern? Sorry about those 3 a.m. phone calls. I'll try and reduce those in the future. To all my love, thank you for loving me as unconditionally as you do. Thank you for teaching me so many important things, such as table manners and for all the engaging chocolate soup and French toast you gave me. Eliana, thanks for keeping me busy, whether you were annoying me or I am annoying you. Whenever I'm bored, I always turn to you for entertainment, and mostly thanks for being my friend. As I pass into manhood, both my father and I are gaining our freedom. My father was able to say Baruch Shem at 20. He's free of the responsibility for my sins and transgressions, and now I am responsible for my own actions. I have also gained freedom. The freedom to make my own choices and to decide for myself in which direction I will take in life. Nevertheless, in Judaism, freedom is not so simple. It is coupled with obligations and responsibilities. Indeed, I am free to decide whether I choose to follow the example my parents, grandparents, and great-parents have set before me, or strike out in a new direction. I must be free to be true myself, to decide what I want to do in life. Today is Rosh Hashanah. We are between Pesach and Shavuot and a few days before Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaZikaron. Pesach is the ultimate celebration of our freedom. After hundreds of years of slavery, we are finally free. We become a nation, able to establish ourselves in our own land, with our own laws, no longer bound to our Egyptian masters. The modern celebration of Yom HaZikaron celebrates a renewal of their freedom. We are to be free in our own land. But when you closely at Pesach, we see much more than freedom. We are no longer Avadim L'Paro. We are now supposed to become an Eved Hashem. Pesach brings with it numerous obligations, laws, and restrictions. Hashem did not want to give us absolute freedom. Rather, He wanted to give us the freedom to become the best that we could become. Not to satisfy others who might oppress us, but to develop and grow into individuals that will be proud of Anu Hashem Elokeichem. He wants Bnei Israel to imitate Him, to choose our derech and to act responsibly as member of Kol Yisrael. Moving forward a few weeks, we have the Chag of Shavuot. On that day, we receive the Torah from Mount Sinai. The Torah binds us to all the laws and regulations we have been talking about. Yet, Shavuot has no mitzvah attached to the days itself. Why not? Shavuot is a time when we focus on studying the Torah, as each person seeks their own root and individual understanding. Deep down, we are each free to understand and learn the Torah. But when it comes to our actions, we must endeavor to act responsibly towards our family and Kol Yisrael. On Yom HaAtzmaut, we again celebrated Freedom. We may walk the streets of Yerushalayim and feel that it's truly our land, but we also celebrate the sad day of Yom HaZikaron, and as we remember that freedom is often hard-earned. We must work and sometimes struggle at great personal sacrifice for the things we desire. Understanding my Bar Mitzvah, I am free to make my own choices in life. I am also aware it is how I will be living. Will I choose to be right and righteous, or to follow the derech of my parents? Raise your children as created Jesus. With my newly gained freedom, I will continually try to follow that path and earn the right to carry me into adulthood. Thank you, and please enjoy the rest of the day.
Oh, where do you feel me touching you? How do you call this place where you feel it? How do you call it? Left arm, right? So you need to stay in place. Where do you feel it? Left arm. Also, back, okay. You see that you look like you see these kind of things every day. Give him a hand, please. Jacob. Jacob, you're doing a wonderful time. No, it's part of the thing that you won't open your eyes. This touch, I know it's a little bit scratchy touch. Where did you feel this one?
On my nose, between my eyes.
Again, where did you feel the touch? Where did you feel it?
Between my eyes.
Oh, between your eyes. Thank you. Now, do like the two different places. Upper body and lower body. We start with your upper body. Where did you feel it? How do you call this place? Your mouth, maybe your nose area, and where did you feel it in your lower body?
I didn't feel anything.
You didn't feel me touching your leg a little bit, stepping on your leg?
No.
And now? Okay, maybe you don't feel so good today. It's possible. You know what? Now I'm going to touch you a few times. And when you feel me touching you, I just want you to say the word, you touched me.
You touched me?
Yes, okay?
You
Great.
touched me.
Alright, let's start right now.
You touched me. Touch me.
Great. So I'm happy that I'm really touching you. Take your hands down, open your eyes, give him a hand. Jacob, you did a wonderful job. Tell me the truth. You know what? Just tell me your hand closed, please. Stand there, I will tell you in a second. We don't know each other from before, but you told the truth this minute, right? You actually did feel all these touches that we talked about. You said in your forehead, your mouth area, your hands, your back. And you know what? Everybody is looking at you and so amazed and they laughed because they saw, Jacob, that I didn't touch you at all. He doesn't believe me, didn't touch him? Because when you were with your eyes closed, I made some special connection between us and I touched myself. I touched my forehead, you said you touched my forehead. I touched my back, you said you touched my back. And don't worry, this connection will disappear after 24 hours. So if you feel tonight scratches on your back, you don't know where it's coming from, it's me. But the thing that you felt actually is energy. I said energy from me to you because I was standing far away from you. And the way to measure energy, let's sit down please, thank you. And the way to measure it is by objects. And I took one object from that girl, a wristwatch. What was the time, you remember? 21. Give me please the watch. Can you please tell me if something changed at the watch? It was 21, what's the time now? 12. Oh, it's 15 minutes past 12. And it was 20 minutes to 1. And now it's, you know how it goes? You know why it happened? Because time flies by when you're having fun. You don't feel it? Tell me if it will jump to 5, jump to 8, 11, tell me. And now, sorry for that. And this doesn't happen every time. Instead of a little bit bending, something even more special happened, Jacob. The spoon itself made a twist around itself. Try to straighten it back. You can see it's impossible, right? Impossible to straighten it back. If you're down and there is something, can you please hold it? And now you can do another twist in your hand. I will give it to you as a present. You will take it as a present and you can check it after, okay? And He was the first guy in the world that bended metal with his mind. Opened the door for the rest of the mentalists that came after him. And when I started to be a mentalist, I wanted to be original. So I took the inspiration from the regular about bending, but I thought to myself, how can I do it more originally? So I told myself, you need to do it backwards, the other way around. Because he was always bending the spoons with his mind, but straightened by force. So I thought to myself, why not do it, Jacob, the other way around? Bend it with force, and just straight it with the mind. Again, I will do it again. Bend it, look carefully, bend it with force. You want the eyes of that, am I really bending it? Bend it with force, and straight it without force. I will do it again, look. Vice versa, I will rub it gently here. And you can see that it's starting to happen. You can see the spoon begins little bit bending. I will place it here so everybody can see. Sometimes people think maybe it's warm, I'm warming it up. So I want you to touch it and see that it's not warm. No, just touch it, it's not warm. But I want you to keep rubbing it, gentle. No, gentle, slowly. Great. You're doing a wonderful job. Good. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it in the cheap places in the back. Okay. Great. More. Hold it. It will keep on going in your hand. Listen, guys. I will do this thing with the spoons until you will begin to like it. It was a hit. Oh, thank you. Look, Jacob, I want to explain how it's done. I want to teach you how it's done. We had 2 spoon, and I said bend. Take your hand, place it here, the other hand here. I want to make some energy for a circle. With the spoon, hold it in there. Great. And now just say, you can see it's becoming more like a rubber, more gentle. Say again, bend. One more time. Great. Is it belong to you? No, is it belong to you? Is it belong to you? Okay, again, you saw what happened. He said no, and he said no. So who's the liar? That guy. Am I right? Yeah, give him a hand. All right. Okay, front picture. Okay, now it's difficult because there is only 2 of you. You need to be really good liars. Here you can see it's like a field, I think, like a football field. If I got it right, I think. All right. Again. What? Okay, it's a hockey field. Now I understand. Jacob, is this picture yours? Oh, now they got it. Now they're really good liars. We'll do it again from that side. What's your name? Gabe, look at me please. Is this belong to you? Why are you laughing?
I like to laugh.
Okay. Jacob, is it belong to you? You saw a Gabe. I wanted to ask him a question. He didn't even look at me because it was difficult to lie to my face. He preferred to look this way. So I'm guessing he's the liar and this belongs to him. Am I right? Yeah, give him a hand. Sit down. And last picture, don't tell me, I think it belongs to you. No, I'm just hold it. I will try to do something even more impressive. Okay. Sometimes people do like a small flower, maybe a tree, maybe a house. I don't know. I will make something like that. Maybe it's the other way around, like that. I see something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe look at me. Maybe if I'm wrong, it will be in the area. Maybe it will be in the area. If I'm wrong, maybe it will be in the area. I'm not sure. I'm guessing something like that. I'm not a good drawer, but I'm guessing something like that. will be amazing even to me. Open your picture, open it. What? Oh! Not bad, not bad. Show it again. It's some sort of face, and I do also some sort of face, but yours